to talk about some of the upcoming fights, in particular the Canelo-Danny Jacobs fight. I'm excited for this one. Looks like a good style matchup.
What fight are you not excited for?
That's fair point, fair point.
Okay.
I get excited to watch my kids box in the garage. Real quick, any initial, like, what jumps out at you when I just mentioned Canelo and Jacobs? Anything, like, jump off the page at you?
Yeah.
Tell me.
He's finally earning his money.
Yeah.
Canelo. You know, he got 350 or somewhere in that neighborhood, right? What's a few million when you're in that neighborhood, right? And, you know, he got his layup, his slam dunk, fight. I hate to say that about any opponent that gets in the ring, but his first one, he was overpaid, okay? I think that's fair to say for his first one. And now he's fighting a full-fledged middleweight who is at a certain level that at least you feel like it's kind of like you're paying a Park Avenue lawyer $1,000 an hour for a parking ticket.
Yeah.
For a freaking parking ticket, you're paying $1,000. Now let it be for a case that's a worthy case. So that's what it feels like. It was like his first fight of this deal, Canelo. You know, he was getting paid, for like the lawyer for a parking ticket. But now at least you feel like he's earning his money. You feel like now the case is like against Exxon.
Oh, he is defending a murder. He's defending a murder trial.
Yeah,
This is a real case.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to stay away from murder, but I was going. It's okay. I was going to say Exxon, whatever. Some sheiks from, from the Middle East. You represent whatever it is, oil barons. But now at least you feel like, all right, I can watch this fight. Danny Jacobs, middleweight from New York, a guy who was nip and tuck with Triple G. I think Triple G is a little bit overrated, but that's before we start getting bombarded now, just like we got bombarded by the people in London. I love you guys.
I just want to, let me just
love
jump
you.
in.
Wait, I want to throw more love to the people in London because I love you. But just like they got crazy at me because I said they only had snooker and darts and but I know you got a lot more than that. But I was trying to make a point that your fighters over there, it's easier to build them up than it is over here because there's more stuff going on over here. But so don't go crazy. Triple G is a good fighter. I get it. He doesn't need me telling you he's a good fighter. But I'm just saying he was overrated in my estimation a little. But taking nothing away from Danny. Danny Jacobs fought him nip and tuck in that fight. He got off the floor to make it a close fight. And now he's in there with Canelo. Like I said, a full-fledged middleweight who's pretty slick, who knows how to box. At least you're going to get something competitive. Or at least you think you will. And that's good. That's good for the fans. Especially when you're highlighting the fact that Canelo's got this historic deal of money that he's getting paid. Again, you want to see him in there with somebody. So that's good. As far as the fight, at the end of the day, I see, and everyone sees, that Danny's going to try to outbox him, use his legs, counter punch, maybe the quicker hands. But do you worry about his chin a little bit, Danny? I'm not saying he's got a bad chin. He don't. But it's not the Rock of Gibraltar. So
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, and listen, Canelo goes to the body. If you did watch that last fight with a guy named Golovkin, Canelo went to the body, put water in the basement, like I used to say when I was broadcasting a fight.
That was Canelo's best performance I've ever seen from him.
He went to the body pretty damn good.
Changed the game plan from fight number one.
Yeah.
I mean, he looked like a different person.
I mean,
shocking.
Golovkin could have been doing a Campbell's soup commercial after that, because you might have to drink soup after getting hit in the body that often.
Yep.
And if he goes to the body like that against Jacobs, well, he's going to take some of the most important chances that Jacobs has to win the fight, using his legs, keeping Golovkin or keeping Canelo off balance a little bit. He's going to take some of that away because when you go and put water in the basement, you go to the body, those legs sometimes have a way of freezing up a little bit, not working as well. Funny thing. And so I would say when I look at that fight and I say Canelo's going to go to the body, somewhere along the line he's going to be able to touch the chin of Danny. Now, look, Danny's going to have plans, too, to touch him first. But I have to like Canelo maybe by stoppage at some point in that fight.
Yeah.
At some point. But again, I could be way off. Maybe it's an upset. But just that we can say the word maybe, it makes it worth watching.
Well, based on what we've been seeing with decisions, I've got to believe, and I want to put this out there before the fight, that the only way Danny wins is to stop him. I can't see him getting a decision in that fight unless it's completely lopsided.
Are you saying that boxing might give out an unfair
verdict?
Verdict?
Yeah, so I'm telling him in advance. This is...
Where's Rob? Where's Rob? Rob, get a news memo. Get it out there. Get it out there. Boxing might rob somebody. Boxing might be unfair.
And if there's one that's going to be set up for this, I believe it's this fight. There's a lot of money at stake, and I think that Danny's going to have to win a one-sided fight to get a decision. And I know that that's not news to many people.
Doesn't make you the amazing Kreskin.
That's right. But I want to put it out there that if it's close, you probably don't have to hang around to listen to the decision.
Isn't it a shame we have to say these things?
It really is. And the one thing that I wanted to point out before we got going on this is it's surprising to me that people tune in and then waste their time to send us negative comments on any of the forums, only because all we're doing here is telling the truth. Can we have an opinion? Can we share our truth? And, you know, when we
Why, there's negative people out there?
Sometimes. We discuss
I don't read the internet.
I know. I read them for both of us.
I don't read the internet.
Well, the one thing that I wanted to point out is we talked about the Amir Khan, Terence Crawford fight.
Did you ever see that movie? I'm sorry, but I love movies. I love using movies to real life.
Yeah.
Right? You know that already. You guys know that already. Remember that movie, U.S. Marshals, with Tommy Jones, whatever his name
Fugitive?
is? The Fugitive. The Fugitive, that's right. That was a good movie.
Yeah.
And remember that, and they're going after these different criminals on their way to looking for the fugitive, and they had a case where they got this guy, I guess he was on parole, he was a bad guy, and they went into the house to arrest him, and the guy grabbed one of the marshals and put a gun to his head.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the star? Tommy Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones?
Yeah, is that the guy that was the U.S. Marshal?
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones, right? He's older now, right? Yeah, he was younger then. And so they grabbed the U.S. Marshal in the scene, and they got a gun to his head, right? And he comes in there with his gun, and he's got the gun to his head. So put your gun down. So you figure that he's not gonna take a chance because he's got his friend. His friend is there. So, you know, somebody's hammering. It's okay. I mean, hammer away.
They keep hammering like that. They're gonna get hammered.
It's okay. No, it's all right.
Rob,
Listen,
get him.
It's okay. We just talk louder. That's all. Yeah. That's all you do. You adjust.
Yeah.
You just adapt like you do in a fight. But during the course of that, in that movie, in that scene, you got Tommy Lee Jones. I think that's his name, the actor. Everyone knows who he is. He's the star. And he's standing there in the room with his gun drawn. And you got the criminal with one of Tommy Lee's associates, you know, to his head. And what does Jones do?
Shoots the guy.
He shoots the guy dead. Bang! Good shot. Thank God it was a good shot. He shoots the guy dead. And no more hostage standoff. The case is over. It's resolved. Done. Well, afterwards, the guy that was being held hostage, that he shot right over, like missed him by this much to kill the guy, he was outside in the cold. It was in Chicago, and he's out there, and he's very upset. First of all, his ear is ringing from the bullet went so close, and he's really, really down. He's like sitting there like this because he could have got killed. He's a little depressed, just like we are with this hammering going on. We're a little depressed, but we're not.
Infuriated would be more like
it. It's okay, but we're not as down as he was.
Yeah.
But he was down because the hammer's not hitting us in the head, right?
Fair.
Okay? So he's down. He's like this. And Tommy Lee Jones, again, I hope that's his freaking name. Anyway, he comes out, you know, the head marshal. He comes out. Somebody on the computer should have told us if that's the name by now. We got computers all over the place.
We got Rob out there trying to find the Mad Hammer.
Tommy Lee Jones, right? All right. So we got confirmation. So he comes out and he sees him, you know, like this, slumped down, very upset. And he walks over. He goes, "You okay?" He goes, I might be deaf in my ear for the rest of my life. I might not be able to hear again. So he goes next to him, close to him. He goes, can you hear this? Yeah. I don't negotiate. I don't negotiate. Got it? I don't look at the internet. I don't watch the internet.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, what I wanted to tell you is that some of the people,
there's either a dead body in the room next to us now, right, with a hammer, like.
Hopefully the claw end is in his head.
No, we don't hope that. Ken.
I'm kidding. I hope he got him with the business end.
But it's quiet.
Yeah.
It's quiet now.
Rob Moore roughed him up, intimidated him with his
and Rob,
muscles.
later on, when he listens to the part that he missed here,
yeah,
he's going to like it. Because he's going to want to go and watch The Fugitive again.
Well, what I wanted to tell you with regards to the Crawford Khan fight, we had commented on it. We gave our opinions, and someone chimed in that we were being disrespectful to Crawford, and I responded to him saying, is it disrespectful to give you our opinion and say that we think that that he's overmatched here, or that at least that's what I think? Take nothing away from Khan. I think we were very complimentary, and my point is, we're just telling the truth. We're giving our opinion and telling the truth. You might not agree with it. You might not like it. But there's no viciousness. We're not trying to be vindictive towards Amir Khan.
1 second. No, you continue. 1 second. I don't negotiate. I don't negotiate. I'm not worried about these people that.
I know you're not. I know you're not worried.
Because not that I'm trying to upset them.
No, of course.
But I can't control that.
Yeah, and listen, my point is just that we would never be anyone who gets in the ring. We have no disrespect meant towards anyone. The point of the show is to share our thoughts and tell the truth of what we think and what we see, and that's what we're trying to do. And we think that Khan's overmatched here, but take nothing away from him. Actually, you were very complimentary of him and pointed out his silver medal. He's beat some huge guys. He's been in there with everyone. He's tough as can be. He's going to get in there and go for broke.
I don't know if he beat any huge guy. He's lost most of the time when he stepped up. Again, if we're going to be truthful, we're going to stay consistent. Most of the time when he stepped up, he has lost. But and he makes a mistake in big fights and he gets caught. But I will say what I said last time. I'll say it again. I'll say it clearer. Okay, for these people. Take the cotton out of your ears. I'll say it a little clearer for you. Khan has terrific talent. He was a silver medalist, experienced guy, gutsy guy, but he's as good a manager as he is a fighter. He gets himself money fights. That's great. Yeah. Great. That's to him. And he does a great job. But he makes mistakes in big fights, but he continues to get big fights. But I'll tell you, he's a talented guy. He's got tremendous hand speed. He might be faster than Crawford. Does that make you feel a little better? He might have quicker hands than Crawford. His hands are really fast. And he's got power, especially in the right hand.
Yeah.
He does. Mm-hmm. He's got good legs. He's pretty standard. He's pretty conventional. His attack is pretty much the same. Punches come in this direction most of the time. Pretty straight. He'll throw the hook too, but nothing fat, nothing really with a lot of exposure. Straight down the pipe. Doesn't really alternate too much from that. He'll mix in an uppercut every once in a while, but he's a talented guy, and that talent will probably give Crawford trouble early on. But as he fades, and he does have a way of fading. As he fades a little bit in the fight, I think he'll make a mistake somewhere along the line. And when he makes that mistake, I think Crawford will have a good chance to capitalize on a mistake. One of the things that I would say to Crawford, listen, Crawford's got great people. He's always prepared. We were talking earlier about, having a plan. Yeah. One thing about Crawford, one of his strengths, besides his natural ability, and he's got good technique, he knows how to fight. But besides that, one of the things about Crawford is that he's always prepared for what he's going to face. His people do a hell of a job. He does too. But he's always prepared for whatever style. He is really definitively prepared for that style. I noticed that.
Yeah.
And the difference with Crawford and Khan, you want to know? For me, he's got instincts. Crawford has those innate instincts of changing, doing what he's got to. Khan, for all his ability, and I told you, he's very, very, very talented. He doesn't have those instincts. That's how I see it. He doesn't have those innate instincts of just naturally knowing how to change something, how to make it up as he does it. The great ones can make it up as they do it. The great musicians, the great jazz players, they will create a new tune. They will create a different note right as they do it. They're Jimi Hendrix. That's what great fighters do. They create it as they do it. And he doesn't really have that. Not too many people have that. But Crawford has that ability. That's one of the things that separates him a little bit. But the one thing I would worry about with Crawford, and I don't have to because I just said it, he's always prepared. But he always switches lefty and righty.
Yeah.
He can go either way, either side. He's like Mickey Mantle, one of the great switch hitters.
Yeah.
He can hit as good with power from the left side or the right side of the plate. So Crawford, he goes in there southpaw, he goes in there orthodox. I would think that I'd rather see him. Some people are going to be surprised. They're going to say, you want to see him southpaw, right? Because, Khan's not seeing too many southpaws. No, I'd rather see him orthodox. You know why? Because Khan gets hit right hands. And when you turn southpaw, you're taking the right hand. You got the right hook, but the straight right hand is what Khan gets hit with. You're taking that out of play. You're putting that in your pocket. You're taking it out of the equation because the straight right hand has been really, really damaging to the career of Khan. Yeah. And now you're Crawford and you turn this way. You don't have the straight right hand no more. So you're taking that danger away from Khan. I wouldn't want to take that danger away from Khan. And the other reason is when you're fighting southpaw, guess what the best punch of Khan is? It's the right hand. When you're fighting southpaw, guess what lands against southpaws? Right hands. So now you're putting yourself in a position where the right hand has a better chance of landing with Khan. And he needs the right hand to land to pull off this upset. So I'd rather be orthodox for two reasons. If I'm Crawford, don't give him the target of the right hand, which is your best offensive weapon. And the defensive liability of Khan is to get hit with straight right hands. Don't take that defensive liability away by not having a straight right hand and changing it for a hook.
Yeah.
So that's one of my concerns for me is to hope that if you're a fan of Crawford, that he would go more orthodox than southpaw. It's going to be interesting to see that for me when I watch the fight and I cover it for SportsCenter.
Yeah. Well, very good. We'll look forward to seeing that one. And
is the hammer guy done?
We're going to wrap it here because I'm going to go hammer someone's head in.
No, listen, you might not be here. So listen, it's been really good working with you. It's been a pleasure. No.
You don't want to see me get nice with these hands.
No, but the police, they do have something against people that assault people. They do. I don't know what they do up in Boston, but here they
turn the other cheek.
They don't like that.
Well, listen, Teddy, it's been great being with you as always, and I look forward to the next one. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. Please keep the comments coming, and we'll be back.
Forget that, guys.
So